This is it. So player identity protocol, building gamerbase HQ, which says it's the new home of gaming communities. We're gamifying community management. I don't know. I mean, at least it's not a tournament platform, right? It could be a tournament platform, like everyone tries to do, including my old job. Onboarding millions of players with Team Liquid, NIP, ninjas in pajamas. Okay, I'm super boomer. I gotta stop saying boomer so much. Actually, I say it too much. I noticed this when I was reviewing the footage yesterday. Point is, I'm super out of touch with traditional esports, so I know Liquid. I don't know the other ones really. Pre-sale coming soon. Interesting. Anyway, I should really be following them. Let's check out the Litepaper and just kind of see what they dropped here before we jump into some games. So let's see. Building the future of gaming. There's two kinds of white papers. My full screen? No, I'm good. Random rang on your door. Sick. Yo, nice. Jehovah's Witness. Anyway, you can report bots in the Discord, Joe. If you think it's really bots, you can report them in the Discord because they will ban them. They don't want bots to farm the play to earn. That's just not good for anybody. Morning, NK. Welcome in. Let's quickly read through this. Insta conceding. Yeah, they're trying to match up with their other account. So one account. Well, okay, but don't farm free wins. I mean, you get the wins, but like also you should report them in the Discord so they get banned because that means people are just milking the play to earn on multiple accounts, which means you can't earn as much as you otherwise could. So I'd encourage you to report them. The Xborg protocol is designed to be a secure and scalable infrastructure to help players aggregate and leverage their gaming data via the Xborg ID to experience the future of gaming. So monetizing your data, I believe is what that's saying. Basically a player data reputation system, which could be cool. I mean, my first time with a reputation system was way back on Steemit back in 2017. And it's an interesting thing. They often get gamed and it turns into like the biggest whales have the highest reputation. But it's an interesting concept. So why it matters, we all agree that on-chain gaming matters, so not too much we need to worry about here. The Xborg protocol is a decentralized gaming identity network. Yeah, aggregate and own their gaming data. So I guess, well, let's keep reading. The Xborg ID stems from the Xborg protocol and represents unique player identity combining or containing metadata relevant to the player reputation, in-game, and social dating layer. So they have or social gaming data. It's hard to read this because it's like so much jargon just packed into every single sentence. Hybrid layer 2 for data availability and verification. So they're launching their own blockchain. What L1 are they on? The SDK allows developers to build applications using our protocol, offering a complete infrastructure, tools, plugins, integrations, SSO, and APIs to develop next generation gaming apps. So you have your gaming metadata in here, and then they let developers do stuff with it. So like my Gods Unchained like match history would be in my Xborg ID, and then if another card game wants to reward me or like get me to try it out, they could like anybody who has at least 1,000 games in Gods Unchained is eligible for like a free NFT card in our game. I think something like that would be what you could do. Or yeah, like oh, if you played X hours of Shrapnel, you're invited to the Metalcore playtest. Like I think it's stuff like that. I think that's the kind of idea here. So the idea of like basically having your data in one place and being able or even being able to sell your own data to companies the way that Facebook does and like make that money yourself. That's basically what's going on here. It's a lot of corporate jargon, so it's like a bit dense to try to like understand, but I think that's basically what it's saying. Players can use aggregated credentials on any platform or game that integrates with our protocol. So it's yeah, they want to be like it's like if you log into your Xbox Live account and you have all your achievements and all your stuff and it's all like in that one place. It's like something like that, but instead of only being on Xbox, you would carry it with you across all the different games you play. I mean, I think it's a really good idea actually, and I'd be down to try it. I'm not sure how easily they're going to be able to get integrated into games and like get these things to start being like useful, but anything along the lines of like I was saying, if I can just use this as evidence of how much time and energy and money that I've spent in these on-chain games, and if that would be like a thing that would unlock other experiences and opportunities, even just as simple as getting early access to games based on my previous history with on-chain games, like that sounds like a really useful thing. I think anyone who's been active in crypto gaming would probably benefit from something like this, especially as hopefully a lot of new people start flooding in and everyone's going to act like they know what's going on. Having the proof, having the receipts could actually be pretty cool. We need hourly pay in Web3. I mean, that's why I'm starting a business. That's why I'm working on getting my business going, is so I can have the apparatus to pay myself and other people on a consistent and steady basis. That's exactly why like I want to get Flux Corp LLC started. I'd like to pay myself out of my own LLC. You'll work for me. I appreciate you saying that. Sometimes I think maybe I should work for you. I appreciate the humility. I don't know. You might be the one who should be running shit. But yeah, I think definitely getting organized to be able to have something closer. I mean, that was the interesting thing about Kick. I'm still not sure how I feel about the whole Kick thing, because they were talking about doing the hourly rates for streamers and stuff. Look at this guy. This should be me. This should be me. He's playing a drum set and he's gonna play call. This literally could be me. That was the whole Kick thing, was like the hourly. Anyway, getting back on track here. Use cases. So okay, real quick, let's go through these use cases. So integrate the Xborg ID to enable users to access. Oh, this is exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was describing. Access personalized rewards based on current or past in-game achievements. Could also be used for matchmaking and NPCs. Broadcasting news and ads across Xborg powered applications that opt in. So you could like opt in to seeing ads and get paid to watch ads. Kind of like the Brave browser, Brave token model, which I have. Brave has kind of lost relevancy. It's still a thing. It just doesn't get talked about as much in my awareness. Solid idea though. As long as it doesn't turn into like too much of a microtransaction hellscape, at least. Fair token airdrops. Yes, that kind of goes back to the using your current and past in-game achievements to enable airdrops as well. And then gaming launchpad. Launchpads can integrate with Xborg to grant benefits to specific player types for investment opportunity. So all of these are kind of saying the same thing, which is based on your player data and your player history. Games can use that to decide if they want to give you opportunities, whether that's in-game experiences, airdrops, or the opportunity to buy into pre-sales, as well as some novel stuff like watching ads to get paid, or even in the reverse, maybe, who knows, maybe games paying you based on your Xborg history. Like maybe they would pay you to play their game, like getting sponsored to go spend a day grinding, Illuvium because they saw that you spent 500 hours in big time, and they're just like, hey, if you spend 8 hours in Illuvium, we'll give you $100. Like that kind of thing. And of course, people will try to scam and exploit this, but if people who actually do it honestly are the ones who get the most rewards over time, it turns into a really beautiful system where gamers basically have access to more opportunities and more rewards. I think this is great. I think the Xborg ID sounds great. The question is, will they actually be able to build it out, develop the business relationships, and do the technical integrations with things actually working well enough and not being so convoluted that only like 10 people on crypto Twitter can ever figure it out? Like, can they get the UX and the UI really good while also developing the relationships and doing all those integrations? I mean, that's a big lift, but if done well, it would be pretty awesome. I think it's definitely a viable idea. Maybe, and lending as well. I'm not sure how. I mean, okay, choosing borrowers for lending, maybe. I would use Loot Rush for lending, though. Loot Rush is still the best for lending. And then tokenized esports, empowering fans to own a stake in the organization and to govern by voting on key decisions. So decentralized governance based on your player history as well. Basically, just everything ever is more. There's more you can do if you can see people's player history. That's basically the thesis. If you can like keep track of who's doing good shit and who's really playing in the games. You can reward the right people and offer opportunities to the right people. That's pretty cool. Fan apps, gamer base, first product, collaborate with esports teams and gaming brands to revolutionize fan engagement. I don't like this stuff because it usually just turns into like, hey, everyone go like this tweet in exchange for whitelist points. Like this stuff is kind of where people start acting like robots. It's like one step removed from robots. It's like incentivized engagement, incentivized engagement or whatever the right phrase is like one. It's really just a different form of botting that's a little bit higher effort and harder to block. But I'm not a fan of incentivized engagements. Like go like this tweet for some white paper points or whitelist points. It's not something I'm a fan of. Maybe that's me just being silly, but yeah, like the questing system, like these questing systems, like fans earn credentials based on their social gaming and esports engagement. It's fine if you're already there. It's like a reward system for a grocery store. If you're going to that grocery store anyway, sure, you might as well get your extra rewards. But like if you try to do all the rewards programs for all the grocery stores, you can't because you don't have enough money and you don't need that much groceries. Like you just need to go to one store. So it's like if you're using it anyway, then reward systems are cool. But these are a super big distraction. You can't get FOMO'd by like, oh my God, there's a new play to airdrop quest system. All you have to do is like tweets all day. And then you make like $1. I feel like everyone feels it, but it's just like doesn't really get across because it's too easy to be like, well, you're fading generational wealth. When in reality, I'm just protecting my mental health and sanity a slight little bit. I'm not being silly. You hate Zealy. Yeah, I'm really not much of a fan of that stuff. I don't mind if it's simple. If it's like following the account, like, hey, follow my account to enter the giveaway, that's fine. But once it's like, okay, retweet these 10 different things and give me your fucking firstborn social security, like, it just gets crazy. A little bit is okay. Follow this account, like this tweet. I mean, I've asked for likes on tweets a million times. It gets weird when it's like a list of 20 different things and you're retweeting and liking and following and writing a fucking essay and then like fucking tickling someone's balls. And it's like, bro, I just wanted to get a little 2-cent NFT. Good morning, Metapod. Welcome in. All right, gaming messaging protocol. Some of this feels a little silly. I think the main thing I like about this is basically just the very first thing. I love the idea of the based on your player history, you can unlock in-game experiences, airdrops / rewards, and access to pre-sales. I think that's the main use case here. The further I scroll, the more marketing and corporate speak it sounds, and the less like actually useful it seems. Like now we're using a messaging protocol. I don't think there's really a need for a new gaming messaging protocol. I mean, Discord is honestly just fine. The main reason to do a different one would be for security reasons, but honestly, I don't think mainstream gaming is going to move to like a paranoid crypto security chat protocol. I mean, I would, the idea of like cryptographically secured communications is wonderful. I just don't see it happening. I don't really think the messaging protocol sounds like that likely of a good idea, but they want to disrupt the $100 billion plus traditional gaming advertising market. Oh, advertising? I thought they meant like DMs. Maybe I misunderstood. By enabling companies to directly message players based on their identity and reputation. Okay, I got it wrong. So this is actually pretty cool then. You could, this is like, it's again, it's just another way of saying if you want, like, a game could pay you $20 to like have you watch a bunch of ads or something, I guess, or like read a bunch of messages. I don't know. It's like kind of the same thing. And then there's a token. Okay, we're getting in the weeds a little bit. I don't know if I need to look. I mean, the tokenomics are relevant for investors. I'm fucking broke. I'm not buying any Xborg tokens right now, so I don't know if we need to look at that too much. Building the largest gaming data network. Yeah, I think I get the basic idea, and I think the core idea here is good. The core idea is good. Giving people ownership of their own data and then giving them the ability to leverage that data in whatever way they see fit, whether it's to monetize or for other reasons, I think is a fantastic concept. I think it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do, and it's very hard to get everyone using it and to make it like easy enough to use and worth it. But I think it's a pretty solid idea, so I'm going to keep an eye on this. This gives me a better idea of what Xborg is even trying to do. That's kind of cool. All right, let's jump into Neon Hero.